So I promised last time na mag-share ako ng tips or like important information about being a teacher here. So hopefully this will be helpful. This is in no way encouraging anybody to come here and teach or to come here and work, unless of course you have researched about it and you are very well prepared about it, then go for it. Pero kung makikipagsapalaran or if you don't have any jobs here yet, I would highly suggest to not do it unless you can support yourself for a few months. So ayun. So one tip is to be very, very prepared. I know this will go to a lot of Filipinos who are planning to work here. I know na ang dami-daming videos na napapanood sa iba't ibang platforms, and there are a lot of people who are romanticizing the life here and the work, especially as a teacher. And yeah, in some way it's really good and much better than working in the Philippines, but it's not all good. And before you experience the good, you also have to go through a lot of the bad. Make sure that you have researched kung ano yung kailangan nyo here, kung paano kayo makakapunta dito, ano mga requirements, magkano yung kailangan yung pera, and all. Marami namang information available online, especially on like Facebook, like Filipino pages that are very helpful, or specific cities, teachers pages. I'm here in Saigon, maraming mga Facebook pages for teachers or aspiring teachers, and they are very, very helpful. Second, make sure that you have enough funds to provide for yourself, for your needs, because even if may job na kayo coming here, you still have a lot of things to spend for, like you need to get an apartment or a house, yung kakainin mo and everything else before your first paycheck, and so much more kung wala ka pang trabaho papunta here. Putol-putol. My first was to research, diba? Second is to make sure you have enough money. Kasi when you come here, especially if you don't have a job yet, you have to be prepared na meron kang enough na panggastos for, I would say, a few months, up to 6 months, that you will be comfortable with, and leave some money for your flight home as well, if in any case kung ano man na walang mangyari sa pakikipagsapalaran nyo, kung pinili nyo makipagsapalaran here sa Vietnam. But if you have a job already, you still need some money though. For example, a big chunk of your budget will go to the house or the apartment. Here in Vietnam, usually they will ask you for 2 months deposit and 1 month advance for a 1-year contract. Meron din namang mga 1 month deposit, 1 month advance, pwede ring 6 months, pero it's not as common. Siyempre yung pagkain mo for, sabihin natin, for the whole month or 2 months na hindi ka susweldo, plus your transportation, mag-grab ka ba, magbabas ka lang, walking distance lang ba si school, or magre-rent or bibili ka ng bike. So take everything into account. Yung utilities such as water and kuryente or electricity, hindi sila masyadong mahal. And yung food, if you'll choose to cook, hindi rin siya masyadong mahal. Pero kung hindi ka marunong magluto and gusto mo palaging bibili ka sa restaurant or mag-order ka, syempre, it will all add up. So, yeah, budget wisely. You are more likely to get taken advantage of if wala ka ng pera. Kasi you'll just say yes to anything that will give you money, diba? more likely papatusin mo kahit na feeling mo or alam mo na sobrang baba ng offer sa'yo or parang unfair ng offer sa'yo na job. Like, maraming horror stories sa Facebook or sa ibang platforms shared by not just Filipinos but other nationalities as well. If you don't have the budget para maghintay for not the perfect job but a good job, you're more prone to be taken advantage of ng mga maliliit na schools or centers, especially yung mga sa probinsya. And third, what's your plan B? Anong gagawin mo kapag wala ka nakitang trabaho? Like, let's say, how many months will you allow yourself na unemployed before you say, okay, this is enough, this is not for me, I have to go back to the Philippines or to other countries, or I don't know, do whatever. 2 months ba? 3 months ba? Or can you extend it up to 6 months? Ganon. If ever na walang mangyari sa pakikipagsapalaran nyo dito, anong gagawin? Ganon. Kasi ako, when I resigned from my previous job nung 2024, January 2024, pero I stopped working with them na since parang October pa of 2023. January lang ako formally nag-resign. But before even resigning, I've been looking for a job. Granted na medyo maarte at mapili ako. Pero I also have enough experience and credentials. Pero it took me 8 months before ako nakakita ng maayos na trabaho. Nagkaroon ako ng trabaho July na. Ganon katagal. Ang hirap na maghanap ng trabaho dito. So, ano yung plan B nyo? Kung sakaling, this is not for you, or things are not, happening for you. Babalik ka ba ng Pilipinas? Magko-consider ka ba ng ibang trabaho? Or, what not? Papakasal ka ba? Mag-aaral ka or what not? That is why it is important to go back to my tip number 1, which is research. Research kung tama ba yung decision mo to come here, or is there a better decision for you? Second, yung ng money. You really need money before you can start. So yun, keep that in mind if ever you're planning to come here as a teacher, kasi hindi siya madali. Hindi siya madali. The life is good, very convenient, I would say. More convenient than the Philippines, and it's more relaxed than the Philippines. Pero wag lang yung good side yung tingnan nyo. Tingnan nyo rin kung ano yung cons, kung ano yung bad side. So requirements naman tayo. Let's talk about the requirements for an ESL teacher. Let's say you want to be an ESL teacher or an English teacher for a school or a language center, or I don't know, a kindergarten. The basic requirements are, first, you need to have a degree. So, dapat tapos ka ng college. If there are companies or schools telling you na, okay lang yan kahit hindi ka tapos ng college basta marunong ka mag-English, that's not true, because in order for you to get a working permit, you need to have a college degree. If not, then you'll be working illegally. Second, you need a TEFL certificate. I know TEFL is very cheap. You can get it for like $25, as low as that, or maybe cheaper online. But I do not really recommend that, and a lot of companies and schools, they do not honor it. So invest on getting TESOL or CELTA certification. So these are courses that will teach you how to teach and what to teach. Basically, parang short training course for aspiring teachers. So CELTA is much more expensive than TESOL. Here in Vietnam, may isang school language center na nag-offer ng CELTA for aspiring teachers. I think, I don't know ngayon na, pero siguro mga few years ago, they were offering it for $2,000. And I don't know how long, I think 2 months or a few weeks, and then after that may guaranteed job naman kasi center nga sila so pwede kanilang bigyan ng trabaho right after you finish. Or TESOL, I think meron din dito mga nag-offer ng TESOL, meron din naman sa Pilipinas, and it's cheaper. When I came here, I took a TESOL course first sa Pasig yata yun. Sa Pasig, and in class siya. I took it for, I forgot, 2 weeks, but 120 hours siya. Pero the whole duration ng mismong course, hindi naman siya 120 hours talaga. Pero every day I would go to the school for 8 hours, tapos meron siyang demo, i-grade ka, meron siyang mga tests. Medyo mahirap siya, but it's okay, because you will learn a lot and it'll make you more comfortable and confident sa papasukan mo. So yeah, that's for ESL. Yun lang naman yung pinaka-importante. So some schools, depende sa kung saan ka mag-a-apply, they will ask for an experience certificate. I've never been asked for it because hindi siya nag-apply for me, but I've heard na for some schools they'll ask you to have a working experience certificate for 3 years or 5 years, meaning dapat nakapag-work ka na for 3 years and they'll ask for a certificate for it, or 5 years depending on the position that you are applying for, mga ganon. So sa mga bilingual and international schools, usually they prefer native speakers to teach English, and they also prefer someone who's certified. If you are an English major teacher, pwede ka pa rin namang mag-apply, but usually talaga ang kinukuha nila for English is a native speaker. But you have more chances of winning if you are going to teach maths or science or PE or whatever other specialty subjects. Mas they are very open to Filipinos and non-natives for those subjects, and it pays well, really well. So if you are from, let's say, mga narinig ko from DepEd or tinapos ay aligned sa science or maths, yeah, by all means come here. You'll be more relaxed, you'll be paid more, and you'll have a work-life balance. Ganon. Ayun, if you have decided na ipupush nyo pa rin, gusto nyo pa rin magpunta dito sa Vietnam at magturo, make sure na lahat ng documents nyo are legalized. Hindi na red ribbon, no? Iba na. Basta ganon. I-legalize nyo. After that, kailangan nyo siyang ipa-certify din sa Vietnamese embassy. I don't know the process, just research it. But make sure that bago kayo umalis ng Pilipinas, lahat yon red ribbon, legalized na. Pagdating nyo dito, pag nakakuha kayo ng trabaho, you will have to translate it to Vietnamese. May mga offices naman dito who offers it, and then your company will tell you how to go about it. Basta everything that you need to do from the Philippines have to be done in the Philippines, kasi mahirap kapag nandito na kayo. But if you already have a job and you've been offered a contract while you're in the Philippines, lahat naman yan ibibigay sa'yo ng company kung ano dapat mong gawin. It takes, I heard na it takes mga 2 to 3 months before makomplete lahat ng documents na kailangan mo. It takes a while. So, if ito talaga yung gusto nyo, then go ahead. Apply na. LinkedIn is also a good website. Usually doon ako naghahanap ng mga job postings. And Vietnam Works, isa pa yan. And yun lang naman usually yung ginagamit ko. Kung may isip ako, maybe I'll just add. Right now, that's all I can think of. So yun, wala na akong maisip. But if you still have questions or may nakalimutan ako, feel free to ask. And I'll try to answer it in one of the upcoming videos. Ganun. Yun lang.